well, usual 20 minutes and see what we can get done. So we're on to trucking and farming, gentlemen, and shall we make that a note? So we did one of these about 6 weeks ago, and I've always regarded these as the Rolls Royce of the emergency sets. Others are more versatile, but these have excellent performance, and that versatility means some of those turn into a walkie-talkie, don't they, like the Maxcom 7E. This comes in its carry case, not in its outer box. It's got the instruction book with it. I'll have to make sure we've got a scan. It does come with the circuit diagram, but we've got the full service manual anyway. And that's what you get. So, we'll take that out. Just making sure he's got his aerial adapter in there. We will be using ours. So I'm not going to take anything else out of the box. And we'll snap that shut, put it on one side, and we'll get a duster. We seem to be on a different duster today. It's the yellow duster. We'll use one of Mr. Chippy's power leads. Oh no, that doesn't fit. So it isn't 2.1. I mean, what's one? Is that 1.7? That's probably too wide. Anyway, we'll give that a go. You know what? I'm already not sure whether these are 12 volts or 13.8. We'll get the service manual into play. Get it connected to our crocodile clips, and we'll whack the microphones. I'm going to switch the power supply on, and I'm going to switch it on at 12 volts at this point. And there we are, we're on channel 20. So we want our Motorola adapter. That isn't the Motorola adapter. I wouldn't like to borrow the trucking and farming one. I'm just assuming it's fallen off where we keep them. Yeah, it's there. So it's Motorola. Used to go in the back of car radios back in the day, but it also will go into the phono type of socket on these. Obviously the lossy type of connector, and I wish I'd have put BNCs on, but there you go. So we're going to just have a look at the service manual, which I've hopefully, I know I left it out, because that's what's triggered me to do this set next. I spotted the service manual and I thought, oh yeah, we'll do that. Of course, now I've come to it, can we find the service manual? No, of course we can't. Oh dear. Right. Well, we haven't time at this point to look further, so we'll rely on the instruction book. For a look at the voltage. some of these are intended for the car not to have an engine running, and some of them will work with a car with the engine running. Well, it says 13.2 volts there, so we'll take that as gospel. So 13.2 volts, here's we come. Okay, channel 20, picture in picture on. And let's have a look at what we have got. We're in the wrong mode. We've got 3.5 watts. Channel 40. We have got 3.5 watts. Channel 1. We've got 3.2 watts. That's the opposite to what you normally expect. You normally expect more on the lower channels because it's easier to generate. Okay, back to channel 20, we'll look at the current consumption, and it's 539 milliamps. Not bad for that output. Go to low power. Okay, we'll start this again. I was on low power. It's 350 milliwatts. Now we'll go to full power. 2.8. And channel 1, 2.8. Out of interest, this is just for giggles. By the way, we're 809 milliamps because that was on low power before. Just for giggles, I'm going to put the radio on 12 volts. I want to see what the output is if we were on 12 volts. And it's 2.5 watts. Right, back to 13.2. And let's see what frequency it's on. Test gear's only been on 10 minutes, so we are going to take this with a pinch of salt. (27.79047). Deviation. Wallow. 1.6. No meter. Well, that ticks a few off, doesn't it? So have a look at the receive. We'll match the receive to the transmit frequency at this point. 27.79047. We won't be able to. We have to open it up to get a reading because there's no extension speaker socket. But we can at least hear it working as I come onto frequency. There. Switch the gear on. Ready. And that's 0.3 of a microvolt, so we can still hear it, and it was opening the squelch. We can hear it right down to 0.2 of a microvolt. Now of course that's no technical reading, but you know, it is working properly. We would like a bit more power, so we'll turn it off. I think we have to pull the knobs off these. Screws out. As I've said 6 weeks ago when we did the last one, these were custom manufactured by GRE, General Research Electronics, in Korea, for Tandy Corporation. It's a unique product to GRE. But of course, throughout the world, you'll see this same case with a different realistic emergency setting for different countries. I've on more than one occasion, I've had a weird comments like, and this will come from usually from an American. Bearing in mind this channel's all about UK FM CB radios, and it'll be along the lines: "Hi, how easy is it to convert this back to AM?" What a weird comment, as if everything we get has been converted from an American set. No. You look at the innards for different countries, it'll be totally different innards. Right, so no, they are pure FM. So if I remember rightly, the frequency's done from underneath. You've got to take the radio out of the box. We'll go through the service manual, but we won't do that yet because we haven't got the service manual handy. And what we will do is we will connect this up to our receive setup. Onto the speaker. That's gone into the test gear alright. Show the synad meter, wherever the mice have moved the cameras to. See what we get for 12 dB synad. 0.74, that's probably where it should be. .68 and 20 dB if it does it. 1.35. Squelch. So put squelch to full. Now remember, these are emergency sets, so it's not like we are looking for a super strong squelch which you might need on a mobile or a base station. This is an emergency set, and as long as it squelches out of the background noise, it fits the bill. And then full squelch is 3 microvolts. If I can make it tighter I will, but I doubt there's an adjustment. So we will now go to minimum squelch. I'll put the signal generator to standby, set threshold, .5. Right. So to proceed further, I need that service manual. So I'm going to go looking for it, and I've got other things to do, so I'll go and do those other things, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I'm going to join you 90 minutes later, and I've got a copy of the service manual in front of me, and let's get this finished, and then we'll do an on the air test because it's still a little tiny bit of light, even though it's only 4 o'clock. So as usual, exceedingly good service manual with all the test points and all that malarkey there. So first of all, frequency. We have to have this out of its. No, I'll tell you what. We won't do frequency first. We'll do the transmitter. It's T8, 9, and 10. So let's see. 9 and 10. Where's 8? It's probably so far in the stage. Yeah, it's under there. 8, 9 and 10. There's a hole in the case in the chassis. So we're on. Let's make sure we are showing you the main meter lined up reasonably well, unlike where the mice have lived. So 8. It's definitely now at the peak. It wasn't quite. 9 and 10. Ooh, that's critical. Okay, they're definitely peaked. What's next? T11L4L7. T11L4L7. Oh, actually a lot. Check with airspace coils that they're in the right position. Right, I'm going to let that cool down. Oh, it's unfair. It's probably about 3.2. Now that could be under what they say is minimum. Why can't I find the transmitter? Because it's on the first page. 3.4 is the minimum they want it to be. Right, we're gonna have to, I'll put it in low power so we don't, when we're going to transmit, we don't heat it up stupidly. Do this adjustment underneath, which is the frequency. So I need to show you frequency counter. So what we got? 2779061. Whoa, that's it. Yeah, 118 is as high as we're going to go. I mean, that's well within. $27,79118. There is a VCO method. We don't need to do it because this isn't a set that's been messed with. We have a different set of fees as to what we do, so there's no point in doing work which the customer doesn't need doing. The fact is it transmits and receives on channels 1 and 40, and I've no doubt we've shown this before, just for giggles. see what it is. So T7 is there through the hole in the board. That's T7 is the VCO, and you want to be on the hot side of capacitor 71. See figure 5. To a voltmeter, electronic voltmeter. And when you look at the diagram, there's your T7, and the hot side is the left hand side of capacitor 71. So we're not going to start doing things like that because I don't want to incur extra fees and I don't want to waste time either. So let's move on to, I wouldn't mind doing deviation, then we're out of. The other thing we're not doing is the second harmonic 55.858 on the spectrum analyzer. This is a new set that's never been fiddled with, so it's not like somebody's, I think the phrase is farted around. It's that one. Don't ever touch that unless you've got a spectrum analyzer. Right. Deviation is VR4. That's what we do want to do. We'll do that on the other test set for accuracy. Well, we'll probably start it on this one if it's not right. Normally they come out set a bit low like they do these days. VR4 is just peeping out under here. So it is there. We'll use our bigger trimming tool and it's just there. So here's the. I'm going to take that off for now because we're going to have to do the Wallow into this microphone. Let's make sure we're there, and let's put this back to camera 1. Wallow looks to be 2.5 peak. So we're going to go into the other test set. Now these have really good transmitted audio. I'm going to have to kind of walk over there with it so I can see it's on the other test set. Wow, that's a bit low still. Wow, there we go. So that's the deviation done. I've made sure I did it on low power so we didn't heat the transmitter up too much. Let's look at the receiver. Now we're getting, let's just see what we're getting. We're getting 0.74 of a microvolt. Let's see what they say it should do. Oh, they quote it as 10. They'd like it to be 0.5 for 10 dB. We've got 0.68 at the moment, but they want it to be better than 1, and it already is. So it's within the specification, but not quite where they'd like us to aim for. So all this information connecting it up to the test gear. These are the service manuals to have. So we're going to go on, we're on 2779125, which we are, on channel 20. I'm going to just trim that very low, slowly down, so that we're on the frequency the set's working on, which is 2779118. So there's absolutely no discrepancy. So we want 2, 3 and 4. We like to do the detector first. I'll have to look at the circuit. Well, the detector looks to be T6, which is the final one they think you're going to do. We're going to do that first. So with a 100 microvolt signal on the test set, and we're actually connected to the speaker. Not easy. Enough volume for a sensible trace. And we show you that on the oscilloscope. We will do the detector coil, which is T6. T6. So with that way on, T6 is that one. Maximum. Now they also go on about T5, and they might well be right. I want to look at that on the cyanide meter as well. Yeah, we do that with cyanide. There we go. Let's go to the cyanide meter. And then we need to do 2, 3 and 4. 2, 3, 4. With less signal than that. Two, 3, the only one slightly out was that one. So we'll get a new figure. So we're at 0.64. Not 0.51. That's very close to 20. It's just 1.1. I'll take that off now because we are interfering with the speaker. Squelch to full. It's actually 3.8. And there's minimum sensitivity of squelch. Not 0.51. Looking back, what did they say? They were hoping it was going to be 0.5 for 10 dB, but we've got 0.51. and they wanted 20 dB to be 0.9. Well, it isn't. It's 1.1, but they wanted to be better than 1.8, which it is by a very, very long way. So they're very, very close to the ideal figures there. Transmit they want to be 3.4, so we'll try that now with it from cold or colder. And let's make sure we're on the right meter so you see this at the same time as me. So 4 watts is there. For Keto, we're on channel 20. It's 3.4. And let's go to channel 40. Keto. 3.3. Go to channel 1. Key it up. 3.4. Low power, there's no adjustments for anything else, but low power, I will just check that I'm telling you the truth there. VR4, VR1, VR2, VR3. What is VR3? Is that low power then, or is it squelch? I didn't spot it in here anywhere. VR3. Squelch, isn't it? It's VR. So it does have a squelch preset. Let's go back to channel 20. Put the squelch on and adjust VR4. Yeah, it's squelch. Good, well we can up that. I'll show you the attenuator. And then we'll go back to that low power, which isn't adjustable. They tell you what resistors you could change if you wanted it to be a different, you know, if it's miles off from 400 milliwatts. Right. We'll have it at full, see how that works. So full is 2 course, so we'll drop that off. Is there? There we are. 100 milliwatts, 100 millivolts is what we're on, isn't it? Start again, 100 microvolts. I think I need an afternoon kip. So we've now got 100 microvolts for maximum squelch. What we've got for minimum? It's 0.51. So that's brilliant. Right, just do low power. So we're on the low scale, we're on channel 20. Let's show the main meter again. So 400 milliwatts is there. Let's put it on there, and we are blooming. What's it? That is 400 milliwatts. Absolutely on the dot. not often you see that. We did see a Mark 1 Amstrad, a very early Amstrad, very low serial number, do that. Right, our transmit current now will have gone up because we've gone from 2.8 watts to 3.4 watts. So just do the transmit current. Let's see what we've got. It's 807 milliamps now. It was 809 before. So we've gone up 0.64 watt, and our current's just gone down a fraction because we've got it tuned better. That's good. What a great outcome. And this should sound absolutely super duper. I'm going to turn the power supply off because you know what's going to happen. I've got it on its front. It's going to end up being pushed into transmit. I can just about see a glimmer of light out of the window, and I mean just about. By the time we've issued Mr. Chippy with some cameras, I'm not sure we're going to have any light. Right, I'll switch the test gear off. I don't think I've come across one of these there that isn't lovely. We'll swap that. Remember, we're losing some in this adapter. Right, we're on the aerial now. I better put the knobs on, hadn't I? So we know that is there. Turn the squelch down. It's funny, you know, I just forget, even 6 weeks ago, I've totally forgotten you can adjust the squelch on these. Put that on channel 20, although you've got the LED display as well. You've got both. There we are. Switch the power back on, put it on channel 19. One and a Roger. Yeah, we have it. Realistic TRC1004. The £139.99 emergency set that Tandy's sold. Thanks for watching.